So, good morning, everyone. Hope you are all well and ready for another session in the Embodied Healer Academy, Akashic Academy. So this is going to be another journey, building on what we did last time. So in the last session, we worked on getting clear on what we wanted to invite in for this year, 2023, so that we could work with the actual 7 vibration of this year, which is the success, expansion, advancement, inner wisdom, alchemy, etc., etc. So we worked on anchoring this code and creating a new frequency set point to create a new higher timeline reality field. So that should be currently in motion. I know I've had some messages from a couple of you a few of you have had some real deep releases, and others have already been manifesting, which is amazing, and it's literally just realigned some people to just get totally clear and actually action within days, probably within even the next day. And I know that some of you did already the warm-up sessions that we did in December, which I shared in the member portal as well. So for sure that's helped. And we did some healing, some light body healing, just an introduction to the light body healing to clear some of the distortions that are possibly preventing people from anchoring their higher timeline reality into their field, anchoring these new codes. So this session, I want to go a little bit into revoking contracts around any old stories that have created possible implants, cords, attachments, and keeping people stuck in trauma loops, negative loops, victim loops, that kind of thing. So we're going to be kind of journeying into a past story, but we're going to be journeying into it from our higher self consciousness, so that we're not engaging the wounded child to create any more trauma or to re-traumatize. So when we can go into the stories from our higher self, then we're working a little bit more with the rational part of the subconscious mind. The subconscious is our higher self, it's our super consciousness. So there's many layers and levels to the subconscious, the unconscious mind that holds all of the pains and the wounds, and that can keep us perpetuating negative stories unconsciously. Sometimes we can be really conscious of what's going on, and other times we're just in these default loops, so we can be unaware. And of course it's all, the consciousness, the frequency of the stories, the events, the energies that took place, because everything is a frequency, and we're holding that frequency in the body. It's held in the nervous system, it's held in the brain, it's held in obviously the emotional parts of our body, the energy body systems, the whole of the light body, the chakras, the physical body systems, just generally in the bioenergy body. So what the aim is today is to try and release some of what may be keeping people stuck or preventing people from creating the realities that they want to create, and actually accessing what it is that they need to access, so they can anchor their higher timeline reality and reframe. We'll be working on reframing the story, so that we can, as I say, we can actualize and live our soul purpose, whatever that soul purpose is, whatever your kind of soul mission is, whether it's to be a healer or a teacher, or to grid worker, light worker, or to be a mother, to be a creator of mothers. It's also a soul mission. We're creating life. But as we start to get older and the children start to grow up, then we can create, we can change our soul missions and create and have, you know, we can have multiple soul missions running at any one time. So quite a lot of us, when we're stuck in kind of trauma loops and negative loops from previous experiences, whether it's past life or present life, then we can prevent ourselves from living the purpose, living the heart's desires, and actually actualizing what it is that we want to actualize. So today we're going to focus on that, and we're just going to, like I said, I'm going to take you on a journey to actualize this, so that then again we can clear the perpetual blocks, so that you can anchor, we can build on what we did in the last session. And then going forward into the next sessions, we're going to get stuck into some of the Akashic content. And so, yeah, we'll be going into some more of the learning content. But yeah, these 2 sessions I kind of wanted to just work on, as it's the beginning of the year. It's a great time to be releasing what's no longer serving us. And so if we can heal, what we're going to be doing today is working on healing the past, or a past, something significant, so that we can change the present and recreate our future. Because of course, if we, whatever timeline we're on at the present, if we're perpetuating distortion, we're stuck in the victim loops, and we feel, you know, whether we're experiencing inertia or depression or anxiety, etc., and we continue perpetuating the story because we're stuck in this particular loop, then we can determine what our future timeline is going to be. Like, we're literally going to stay on a similar path. So if we can heal the past, and of course we're going to have multiple stories that we need to heal, but if we can heal the past, this will change our present. And from the present moment, then we can recreate future timelines. Again, I know I'm not going to be telling any of you anything that you don't already know. But we'll continue perpetuating the, you know, the distortions and the blocks and the issues and the current 3D timeline. So it's really important that we are knuckling down right now. This year is the year for this expansion. As I said, the vibration of the 7 code is expansion and advancement. So it's really vital that this year that we knuckle down and we choose a higher path, so that we can align with the new solar symbiosis, starborn cycles that are aligning the earth, the planetary cosmic spirit bodies, and we need to keep up with these frequencies. We're all feeling these frequencies accreting, and this is what's causing a lot of conflict for people. The conflict is just because some people, their bodies, their physical bodies, are not ready for these higher light codes. So it's super important that we're working on our light body and doing these, you know, clearing the distortions in the light body. And we've got multiple, and we can create more distortion by thought alone. Everybody, you know, we're all aware of everything we think, feel, experience, our self-talk, our perceptions, everything is manifested through the physical body. So we can create distortions in our thought consciousness, in our energy body consciousness, in the biofield, in the organs. So being aware of what we are creating for ourselves at any time, then we can kind of get a hold of ourselves and just change by choice alone. You know, choice is free will. It's one of the most powerful tools that we have, because each choice that we make, then we can, each choice we make will create higher possibilities, new possibilities. Of course, we will make negative choices and we'll make positive choices. But of course, the positive choices, when we're looking at making a positive choice, we're looking at making a choice that's in alignment with our higher timeline, what it is that we want to create. And so working with the space that we're on at the moment is we're running to, I'll answer any questions shortly, but we're running to higher frequency timelines at the moment. And when I'm talking about higher frequency timelines, I'm referring to the planetary timelines. So some of you are aware of the Fibonacci spiral and the Christic spiral. I will come more onto that in later sessions. So please don't ask me any questions about it right now. We will get to that. But it's important that people have an idea. And I know I've touched upon it before, but we're running these two higher planetary timelines. One is the Fibonacci is the old 3D karmic cycle timeline that's going to keep us perpetuating 3D. And the other, the Christic timeline, is the higher, we've been talking about it being fifth dimensional, but we're beyond fifth dimension now. We are really going into 12th dimension. So from now on, I'm going to be working just with 12th dimensional frequencies. And each person will anchor what their body's ready for. So each time we do a meditation and we're working with the 12D frequencies, just set an intention to allow yourself to receive with ease and grace. And at any time anything feels too strong for you, you can turn down the frequency at any time. Because I know some of you are just working up from 3D to 5D. Some of you have already, people have been working with me before, we've been anchoring 5D to 12D already. So again, work with your own level. Everybody knows where they're at. And as I said, working with the 12D frequencies is a frequency that a lot of the lower astral interferences can't access because their vibration is too low. So it kind of keeps us perpetuating protection and safety. I'll talk more about the dimensional aspects as we're going through the program. But the point I want to make today is that it's really important that we knuckle down and basically work on, healing our shadows and all of the distortions that we are perpetuating, which can be a lot for some people. Because as I say, what we want to do is align ourselves to the Christic, which is the higher frequency, higher dimensional, which is going to help us to anchor the new earth frequencies so that we can take ourselves and humanity and our loved ones out of this current 3D karmic cycle, this outdated. So when we talk about the cosmic spirit bodies, we're working with the three halls of records for Earth, Inner Earth, Tara and Gaia. Again, I will get more into this content later through the program, but I'm just kind of introducing it now. But these are higher dimensional parallels. So Tara and Gaia are the higher parallels of Earth. They're the Earth frequencies that are in higher dimensions, fifth dimension and seventh dimension. And so because we're aligning with this new solar symbiosis frequencies, the starborn cycle, the Earth's trying to realign itself. Again, most of us are aware the Earth's coming back into alignment with herself after all of the grid distortions. Again, I'll be going into that later in the program as well. But because of all these realignments that we're experiencing, and we're coming into the critical mass of the Fibonacci and the Christic timelines will be coming to a head, they say, they're predicting for November this year. So it's no coincidence that we're in this 7-year, this higher vibrational expansion, advancement, spiritual alchemy. It's no coincidence that it's this year that this is going to happen. And all it means is nothing dramatic is going to happen. All it means is that people will make a choice to stay on their current cycle, perpetuating the 3D stuff, the karmas that keeping people perpetuating victim, and the other choice will be to step onto the higher ascension timeline, so we can again anchor in the new earth and be here and do what we actually came here to do, which a lot of us is, I believe, a lot of us people who are here now, the healers, people who've been working with me already for the last 2-3 years. This is what we're here for, to anchor these new codes in, to anchor this new earth. And so all of this, what's happening now, these two planetary timeline events are quite possibly why, I mean, this just came to me today, that this is possibly why we're experiencing all of these merging timelines, that, you know, our own personal timelines are all merging. And I know that I remember posting a few weeks ago about the Christmas I was feeling in November. I was literally just in a strange Christmas timeline. I've been in and out of weird timelines over this last few months. And I know many others have been reporting that all these timelines are merging, and it's becoming difficult to differentiate what's actually real and what's not, because we're experiencing all these timelines. But also, I do believe that this Hadron Collider is quite possibly having an effect on that, because obviously they're creating sonic booms within the stratosphere in their quest for dark matter, which is what they say that they're searching for. But I believe that they're trying to open portals so that, you know, they can time travel. But again, that's a whole other story, but it's super interesting. But again, it's interesting that what the shadow, the controlling forces are doing is they're increasing their plans as we get closer to this Fibonacci Christic. They're fully aware of it. They're very clever. They know, you know, what's going on. But anyway, coming back to us, it's important now at this time that to really ground ourselves, to really connect ourselves to nature, and really focus on, you know, anchoring the divine masculine and the divine feminine, to, you know, so that we can remain in homeostasis, because there is a lot of static interference out there in the atmosphere at the moment, and this static interference is coming from external sources, because they're trying to reverse our currents, the electromagnetic currents, to keep us in static, so we're not ascending, you know, we're not vibrating at these higher frequencies that our Earth is attempting to anchor into her fields. So this new stage of solar symbiosis is inviting us to connect to our own cosmic spirit body and the diamond sun body. And I've started working more with the diamond sun body over this last year, which is 12 dimensional. And again, we're working on the ascension timeline, the Christic timeline. And I introduced this in the last session when I was working on us connecting to the diamond sun, plugging into the diamond sun and plugging into the inner earth frequencies, so we can run these. The diamond sun is the cosmic male divine masculine energy, and of course the Gaia frequencies, the divine feminine frequencies. And again, we'll be doing different techniques over the next months to keep ourselves in this frequency and balance, and to correct any reversals that any of us have experienced as a result of all of this static. We'll be correcting this over the course of the program. And again, I'll be coming into the light body mechanics in the next session. So ultimately, it's really vital now to keep our DNA, our light body structures clear and healed, that we're doing our energy work so that we can anchor these higher frequency codes into our DNA, and we can continue the alignment, we can continue working with the alignments of the 12 dimensional ascension cycle to anchor in these new earth energies. And what we're doing with all of this work is we're reprogramming our genetic coding. So anything that we have in our DNA that we've carried over from previous timelines, or anything that we've inherited, or anything that we're carrying from old stories, old timelines, that has changed our encryption, the mathematical sequencing, the coding that's in our DNA. What we're doing is reprogramming this so we can release these trauma miasms. Again, whether it's past life inherited, whether it's something that we've inherited in the womb or at birth, things that we may have had implanted into us in the womb. so that we can connect to our avatar body, our higher self, soul body. And the avatar body, we're working with, again, higher frequencies. And we can connect to our higher soul self, our higher avatar self, so that we can create clear communication channels to our higher intelligence, to our higher avatar self. And our avatar self is who we are without all of the 3D karma. So this session today is the baseline for this. The journey that I will take you on today is the baseline for this. And as I said, throughout this program, we will be building on this and learning, going more into content, so we can have an understanding of the energy body systems. Again, most people are more familiar with the meridians and the chakras, but we're going to be working with more higher structures. And the information that I want to share with people through this program, I know some of you have been working with me already, so you'll be familiar with some of the content. But having the information about the Kathara and the light body, which again I will be going more into through the program. For me, knowledge is power, and having knowledge of how the body is working and what external interferences we're up against from a higher aspect, not just what's going on with the controller forces, the governments, etc., but what's going on beyond that as well, so that we can change and transform ourselves, because ultimately we all have free will, and we can choose to perpetuate what is being collectively perpetuated, or we can choose not to engage, which for me is empowering. We can choose to, we need to be aware of it if we're to change anything and change, our own structures, and obviously as healers to change the structures of our loved ones and the people around us, our communities, then we need to be aware of what is going on so that we can transform it. Because as I said, when we're aware of what is happening around us, then a simple choice to not engage is a choice that's empowering. So this is what my hope is, and my plan for, like I said, for this program, which I know I touched on a little bit in the last session. So somebody asked a question. Has anybody got any questions before we jump into the actual journey? So Javi asked, if we forgot some trauma memories, can we heal them without remembering? Absolutely. Yeah. We don't need to go into our stories, and I believe we don't need to go into the stories to in order to heal them. I believe that we can, with our intention is very powerful, and we are powerful creator beings. We can do anything. We literally can do anything. We can even levitate if we want to. Obviously, we need to be vibrating on higher frequencies. So we need to work on anchoring these higher frequencies into our body. It's not just that we're going to sit there and just go into some Om chanting and then suddenly we're going to start levitating off the floor. We need to be vibrating on higher frequencies. And so this is what this program is all about, is raising our frequency so that we can access the higher aspects of ourselves. Because while we are perpetuating these old story timelines, because everything is frequency, everything that we're experiencing, all of the traumas that we've had, all of the pains that we've had, all of the emotions and the self-talk, the conversations we've had, anything, it's all frequency. And so we have the power to transform that frequency, to reprogram it, to reset it. And when we do that, again, it's a process, because there's multi layers to each experience that we have, because we're constantly moving between the dimensions. We're moving from 3D to 4D to 5D to 6D to 7D, up back to 3D. We're constantly moving in and out. But these are our multiple higher aspect selves. And my teacher, the body of work that I have been studying over the last year or two, where I get a lot of this information from, is that that we have 1,758 parallel selves, incarnate selves. We currently have 1,758 incarnate selves in different dimensions, in different timelines. So when we're talking about past lives, you know, are we actually talking about past lives, or are we just talking about multiple parallels? So I believe that we can absolutely heal anything, because again, by intention alone. So we are powerful creators, we're co-creators, we're co-manifestors, we are aspects of creation, and the universe is expressing his self, herself, itself through us, as we're expressing ourselves through the universe. You know, we're individualized expressions of the universe, and we're expressing ourselves in our way, and the universe is expressing itself through us as creation. So we talk about, when we're tapping into the higher selves, we're tapping into our creator gods. So there are higher being creator gods, ascended masters, collectives. They're collectives. It's not an archangel, or it's a collective creator god. And we are also creator gods. This exists in all of us, so we can do anything by intention alone. Never underestimate the power of your intention, because we are powerful manifestors and co-creators. The thing that prevents people from manifesting is the beliefs, the perceptions, like the victim energy that keeps people perpetuating low vibrations and thinking that they are nobody, that then they're a nobody, they can't do anything. We can. If you believe that you can do anything, then that is what will happen. If you believe that you can't do anything, then that is what will happen. So as I've said this many times, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you are right. So just start believing in your own power, and work with it again. So on that note, if anybody has anything they want to add into the chat, please pop anything into the chat right now if you've got any questions before we jump into the journey. So I know, again, just to reiterate that halfway through each session that I will be doing the live Q&A, just a 30-minute Q&A. So anybody wants to, anything comes to you, just pop your questions in the group, and then I will cover them in the Q&A, which might be relevant for some people. And with the Q&A, if there are no questions, I will just talk about whatever I feel is coming up for the group, as I did in the last session. So I don't know if you've watched it yet, but have a listen to the last 30-minute Q&A. So yeah, what we're going to do now is I'm going to guide you through a journey to tap into an old storyline. So have a pen and paper handy, because you might want to make some notes. Again, we're going to work on revoking an old soul contract that you made around whatever comes up for you right now. So we're going to be going into our Akashic record, and then I'll be taking you through the journey to release, and we'll be doing a little bit of remote viewing to see like what the actual energetic structures are, where they are in your body. Please don't worry if you can't feel anything. Again, I will guide you as we work. But what we're going to do first of all, we're going to do some basic somatic breath work, because there's one thing that I think many people, even healers, fail to acknowledge, is the power and the alchemy of the breath. So we have got one fundamental, incredibly powerful tool in our body that we take for granted, and that is our breath. So working with our breath, we can use the breath to clear our central body currents, the chakras, the axonal lines, meridians, nadis, the organs, the blood, the bones. And I tend to do a little bit of this throughout each session, which then helps to bring all the energy body systems into balance and harmony, so that we can, the whole of our bioenergy fields, our bioenergy body systems are all working in unity and harmony. And when our higher channels are blocked, whether our Antakarana channels, which are basically our higher source channels, again, I'll be going over some information. I'll be bringing the information about the Antakarana channels in later. But any of our channels are blocked, our higher ascension chakras, the higher channels, then it becomes difficult to intuit and to receive higher guidance from our higher intelligence, from our higher self-intelligence, because we can get stuck in the lower frequencies. We're perpetuating these lower frequencies in the body, in a particular, like I said, whether it's in a chakra, the organ, in the axotonal lines, whether we've got blockages in the meridians. And this can prevent us from accessing these high frequency intelligence that of tuning in. So we can clear, 5 or 10 minutes of breathing every day will help to clear stagnant energies and blockages in the body. So close your eyes for a moment. Just taking some nice deep breaths, breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as you breathe in, just feel that prana, that pure light, oxygen, entering through your nasal passages into the base of the brain and filtering up to the crown. And as you exhale, send that energy from the crown all the way down through your central body current, through the Sushumna Nadi or the central meridian. Send it all the way down into the base of the spine, into the root. Continue a few rounds, just focusing on the breath. As you breathe it in, feel that energy hitting the base of the brain, the occipital nerve, traveling up to the crown, and then exhaling down through the central body current. Once you've found your rhythm, this breath, just breathe in light from all around you. Just imagine the golden plasma frequencies of the sun above your head. Breathing the plasma frequencies. See them traveling up to the crown and down through the body, through the central body current. And as you send that energy down, setting the intention to bring the bioenergy body systems into complete balance and harmony. So I now realign my bioenergy body systems so that everything is working together in unity and harmony, creating homeostasis in the body. Just continue those nice deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, breathing that plasma light in. And then exhaling, sending it all the way down from the crown, through the chakra body, through the chakra system. And as you release the breath, setting the intention to release any stagnant energies in the body, releasing any stagnant emotions, any physical, mental, emotional, spiritual toxicity. So breathing it out, imagine a body of water at your feet and send everything that you're releasing into this body of water to be purified and transmuted. So the frequency of the water is purifying everything that you're releasing from your body. And as you release through the body, you may start to feel lighter and brighter. You may start to feel yourself accreting energy, building energy. You may become aware of charge in the body. If there is no charge, deepen the breath. So making each exhale long, controlled. Start to deepen the breath and make sounds of the ocean. So you start to build energy in the body. As we start to work with this power of breath, we start to create nitric oxide in the body, nitric oxide. Just bring your palm or your fist or your knuckles on your chest and just start to rub the thymus area of the body. Just give it a little rub to open the channels, open that central channel. Maybe tap on the thymus. So we start to open the primary channels that connect us to the God Source Consciousness field. Allowing the breath to return to normal. Let's start by activating our heart torus. So bringing awareness to that ball of light at your heart. So this should be the baseline of anything that we do every day. Connecting to our heart torus, our core essence. Tuning into that ball of light at your heart. Your own color frequency. Tuning into that color frequency of your heart torus today. What is your frequency today? And as you breathe in, begin to expand that ball of light across your chest. And as you exhale, pulse that ball all around you until it's circling you 360 degrees. And keep inhaling and expanding and exhaling and pulsing until your heart torus, your core essence, your God bubble, your soul bubble, fills the whole of your room and you're sitting inside of this shield, your heart shield. So when we're activating the heart frequency, everything that we do throughout the day is coming from the heart, from our heart consciousness. Our heart consciousness is more intelligent than the mind consciousness. We start to tune into that intelligence of the heart, which is the seat of our soul. By now, you should start to feel like you've created a clear channel through the body. So before we go to the Akashic record, let's just light that etheric fire on the inside perimeter of the shield, setting the intention to neutralize anything that may be present in your shield that is low vibratory in nature. So any cords or attachments, any density, any tears in the shield, any interferences and intrusions that are not welcome, that etheric fire will neutralize. So as that fire neutralizes anything in your shield, everything is returned to space dust. And then once you feel that your fire is ignited, then ignite the fire on the outside perimeter of your shield. This will serve to protect your shield from any interferences or intrusions that are unwelcome or low vibrational in nature. So setting that intention, visualize, see, sense or intend that fire on the outside perimeter, and that all intrusions, unwelcome energies that are not invited by you or welcomed by you is neutralized. You can set the intention to leave this shield in place throughout the day, just working in the background, just releasing and clearing any distortions in the field. And then bring your awareness back to your heart consciousness. And from your heart, we'll go up into our Akashic record. And let's begin to do some work in our Akashic record. So if there are any intentions that you wish to set for the day or for this session, just set those now. And once you've set your intentions, before we go up, just send your grounding cord down from your heart. So working with your heart color frequency, imagine a cord working its way down through the lower chakras, out through the body, down into the Earth Star, 2 meters below your feet. Sending that cord all the way down to the lower planes, through the underground rivers and lakes, deep into our earth parallel, the inner earth, connecting to a crystalline cave so we can plug ourselves into the crystalline grids, connecting to the crystalline frequencies, whatever crystal comes to your mind right now, whatever frequency you choose to work with today. Wrapping your cord around a huge chunk of crystal, connecting you to the crystal grid. connect into that divine feminine, the magnetic current of the earth. And then invite that frequency back up through your body. And as you invite that frequency, just see it spiraling in an anti-clockwise direction, which is the current of that female energy, the female consciousness, the female body current, the magnetic current. Just allowing it to spiral back up into your body, all the way back up to your heart. Anchoring the divine feminine magnetic current into your heart. And from there, send the grounding cord up through your higher ascension chakras so we can plug ourselves up into the diamond sun. Send that energy all the way up through the higher ascension chakras. Up and out through the causal, the soul star, the stellar gateway. And all the way up beyond the solar junction, beyond the sun, the moon and the stars, up through the Milky Way, up through our home galaxy, Andromeda, all the way up into the God Source consciousness field until you reach the diamond sun body, plugging yourself into the cosmic frequencies of the divine masculine, the electrical current. Once you feel that connection to the cosmic grid, to the source consciousness field or the God Source consciousness field, invite these plasma frequencies of the diamond sun back down into your body. And as you invite these frequencies, just see it spiraling down, see the energy spiraling down in a clockwise direction, which is the current of the electrical, positive current of the male energies. Inviting this current all the way back down in a clockwise direction until eventually anchoring these frequencies into your heart, and we connect the two energies. And as we connect the two energies, see both energies spiraling together, connecting and bringing your body currents into homeostasis. So we correct any static that we may be experiencing in the body by connecting the electromagnetic frequencies and bringing it into harmonic resonance with the planetary grid. So you may feel the energies working through your body. You may feel charge. Just feel, see, sense all of this into all systems and cells of the body. So everything comes back into alignment, that solar symbiosis. Realigning ourselves. So these higher timeline frequencies, the Christic frequencies. So once we've anchored this baseline, now I invite you from your heart to send your heart consciousness up. So the heart quantum, sending it all the way up and out of your body, sending it all the way up into your Akashic field, setting the intention as you work your way up to connect to your Akashic field, to your own quantum field. Keep sending your energy up until you access your own portal of light or your own Akashic temple, your quantum temple, however that looks to you. And step into your space, into your Akashic field, into your temple, into your library of consciousness. Just setting the intention that I now connect to my Akashic record to receive divine information, guidance, inner wisdom. And I now connect and communicate with my organic Christic higher self avatar, my creator consciousness, to the creator of all that is. And I now align all of my consciousnesses to work together in unity and harmony. My higher self, my subconscious, my conscious mind, my unconscious mind. All of my consciousnesses are now working together in unity and harmony for my highest path and purpose. And I have created a clear channel of communication to receive divine guidance for the greater good, the highest divine order, for my highest path. And I now invite you just to set an intention to communicate with your higher self, and ask your higher self to show you a specific block that you can release today. That will liberate you, that liberates you now from any core wounding or any pain that potentially prevents you from living your actual purpose, what you came here to do, what you came here to be. And anything that's preventing you from achieving or actualizing your goals, your desires, or whatever it is that you wish to achieve. And this can be a bigger goal beyond this year that we're working our way up to anchoring, whatever it is that we want to anchor. So we're setting the intention that we're working with the higher self-consciousness rather than the wounded child consciousness as we dive into this journey. So higher self, show me a specific block that I can release today to liberate me now from any core wounds or pains, any traumas that may prevent me from living my life purpose and actualizing my goals, my desires. Higher self avatar, show me the past event that is associated to this particular block. To allow yourself to be guided by your higher self intelligence to show you the past event. Whatever it is that you need to know right now in this moment that has affected you so deeply that it may be keeping you stuck in some cycles or loops. And as you imagine, see, sense, or feel this particular story, just become aware of all the details the emotions that you're feeling. Who are you with? Who is part of this story? Become aware of any emotions that may rise. But remember, we're engaging with the higher avatar self-consciousness, so that you can view this story from a higher aspect, from a neutral space. But feel all the feels that you need. Acknowledge what it is that you need to acknowledge. And as you acknowledge this and view this story from a higher parallel aspect of yourself, maybe there's something that you can change around this story that will help you to release some of the energy, some of the frequency around the emotions. It could be your reaction. It could be a boundary that you could set right now. What could you change right now? What is the lesson, or what wisdom can you take from this story, so that you may see the growth rather than the pain? And can you turn this into your superpower? If you're not already working with this energy, can you turn it into your superpower so that you can grow, evolve? So we can shift the frequency of the experience. Turn the pain into your superpower. And as you acknowledge the story, can you accept the experience? Can you accept what happened? Or are you still working through something? And what I invite you to do now is to remote view your body and see where in your body that you may be holding this particular pain, the emotion or emotions, the consciousness, the frequency of this particular timeline story. So scan your body from the crown of your head. Again, ask your higher self to assist you if you find it challenging to do this. higher self show me where in my body I am holding this particular pain. So from the crown of your head, scan all of the tissues, the organs, joints, the chakras, all the way down to find a particular point, or there may be more than one pain point. And what is the energy or emotion of this block or blocks? There may be multiple emotions from this story. And once you've located where this may be in the body, just ask to be shown what is this particular block or emotion. How is it presenting itself in your body? Is it a cord that's attached to another? Is it an energetic imprint in your field, in a chakra? Is it an implant structure, something you may have created yourself as protection? Heart wall, solar plexus wall, a sacral wall? Is it a holographic overlay in a chakra? So sometimes we can create an illusionary holographic overlay to protect a particular chakra. So it's akin to an etheric wall. So what is the associated energy or emotion? And as you've identified the origin of this pain, this wound, does it feel safe right now for you to release it? Sometimes we can create holographic overlays or implants, energetic structures to actually protect us. So just ask yourself, does it feel safe for me to release this right now? And if it does, you can start to release it through the breath and with intention. If it doesn't feel safe, ask to release an aspect of it that can be released right now. So there may be a particular layer or level of consciousness that you can release while not releasing the full structure. And if you can release it, just breathing into the pain point and exhale deeply, releasing whatever it is that you can release into the body of water at your feet. If it's a cord, see yourself cutting or burning the cord. If it's an implant, see yourself pulling it out and neutralizing it in your palms and sending it into the body of water. If it's an imprint or a holographic overlay, just see it being neutralized and dissipated. So bring that etheric fire from your shield into your body. If it feels aligned with you right now to do this, and allow this fire to neutralize, burn through anything that is ready to be released right now. See everything being released, all as it's released and neutralized and returned to space dust. Just see it being released into this body of water beneath your feet, so it's purified and healed at quantum level. So just keep breathing until you've released what can be released. And if there's any part of this structure that's keeping you safe, just know you can come back to this later and repeat. Ask your higher self to show you when it's time to fully release whatever it is to be released around this particular timeline story. Just set that intention and your higher self will bring that to your awareness when it's time. What we can do now is go into the contract that you made that instigated this experience, this event. So ask your higher self to show you what is the soul contract that you made to create this story. Because we create our stories in Bardo before we're birthed into our current 3D reality, and we make contracts to have specific experiences so that we can learn and grow. And it may be a contract that's related to or associated with the past life story, or it may be a contract that is related to your bloodline lineage, and this is going to help to heal the bloodline, or it may be a contract to heal the past life story. So it will be a contract that you've made that there's always lessons and growth and evolution. So what is the soul contract that you made, that created, facilitated this experience? And now once you've identified the contract, again, if nothing comes to your mind's eye, don't worry, just set the intention to release and revoke any contracts that you previously made around this timeline story, anything that's unserving and outdated, anything that's negative in nature. We can choose to revoke our contracts and to create new contracts. So just make a choice, if it's aligned with you, to revoke that contract now. And then I invite you to, as you're looking down at this timeline, you're going to work on healing the frequency of the actual experience or event. So I invite you to surround it in maybe magenta, gold, or platinum, silver, diamond white, whatever color frequency comes to your mind's eye right now. Just surround the experience, this timeline. And just invite in and activate 12th dimensional God source, eternal radiant love frequencies. Highest frequencies. So that we can recreate or transmute the frequency around the experience. And I invite you to set the intention to recode the experience to a 0-point frequency, so that the frequency of the experience, which is generally a low vibrational frequency, that this frequency will dissipate and release the trauma consciousness, the wounded aspects, the pain body from within your bioenergy bodies and fields. so that it has no further hold over you or a hold over any others associated to this story. And eventually, any implants, imprints, cords, attachments will evaporate and turn to space dust. Sending that frequency, color frequency, the 12th dimensional God source, eternal radiant love to this experience, to transmute the whole experience so that all involved will receive, if they wish to, they will receive these frequencies. The higher self will receive these frequencies if they choose to. And send the lower vibrational frequency, the energy, the emotions of this that surround this particular event, sending it all into this body of water to be purified and cleansed. Just send it out with your breath. Use your breath to release. Just breathe in that plasma light. Let that plasma light color frequency fill your body. And as you exhale, release through the breath into the body of water. And repeating, I now place the frequency of this experience into this body of water to be released, transmuted and purified. So it is done. Just visualize that happening. All this density being dissipated, being released into this body of water. And then repeating, I now recall any fragments of my soul self or my energy that I lost as a result of this experience. I now recall all fragmented parts of me. Anything that resulted in me feeling victimized or disempowered, I recall all of this back and I revoke all soul contracts around this experience so that as my soul self, my energy is returned to me, is returned, purified, healed at quantum level. And just see, sense, feel as you breathe in all parts of your soul self, all lost aspects, all fragmented energy. Everything's been returned to you, purified and healed at quantum level. So quite often we can't move on from a particular story because that part of our energy or soul has fragmented. So as we recall all of these parts back to us, then we can work through and heal and release all parts that need to be healed and released, so that we can transmute any victim energy, any disempowerment energy. And then repeating, I revoke any past soul contracts, any Bardo contracts, or any present life soul contracts or agreements that I previously made, consciously or unconsciously, that facilitated this experience and that are no longer relevant to my new frequency. I now revoke all and anything that has become negative in nature, including any karmic contracts or agreements I made with any others that are creating dysfunctional or disruptive patterns, binding me to this story, to this timeline, or to another. I revoke and release all around this timeline so that I and any other may be liberated, releasing all consciousness throughout all time and space, throughout all planes and dimensions, throughout all levels of consciousness, throughout all of my being, for all of time. And so it is. Visualize yourself either burning this contract or tearing it up, releasing it into this body of water. Using the power of your breath to release any frequencies, any energies around this contract. Just releasing it out into this body of water, purifying, healing, transmuting. And then repeating, I now create a new contract that overrides and recodes this old timeline contract. So whatever your outdated, unserving contract is, create a new contract now that will override and recode the old contract. And then repeating, I now create a new contract. Just name the contract. I now create this new contract that overrides and recodes the old timeline contract. And I now anchor this new contract into my DNA, into my fields, to restructure and recreate a new higher timeline reality that is aligned to my higher vibration, my higher frequency, to the higher frequency codes that I previously created, that I am working on now. And this contract will serve to assist me in creating and activating my new higher timeline reality this year in 2023. And to affirm all of this, just tap gently on your thymus, just above your heart in the center of your chest. So let's do a little bit of tapping, working with the emotional freedom technique. And just affirming, I now release all pain, stuck emotions. I release all energies of grief, anxiety, worry. I release all worries about future, about never having enough. Because if we worry about never having enough, we will continue to perpetuate never having enough. So let that go. Trust you are divinely supported. Because when we're working for the good of the collective and humanity, we are always protected and taken care of by the higher powers, by the creator gods, by the higher intelligence. And trust that there's an abundance of energy all around. We will never not be supported, as we are the ones who came here to facilitate this change. So repeating, I accept where I am now. I accept where I am now. I am healing. I am in a deep transformation, releasing the old, so I may reconnect to my higher avatar self, the new me, the true me. I accept where I am now, even though sometimes I feel anxious or worried. I know that I am lovingly supported by the divine, and I accept where I am now. I am healing. I am in a deep transformation. I am releasing the old me to anchor all of me, the true me. And just give your chest a little rub. Just anchor that into your heart. Just repeating, placing your hand on your heart, just repeating. I now attune my frequency to align with the harmonic resonance of the highest 12th dimensional frequencies of eternal love, eternal light. And I invite these newer higher light codes into my bioenergy body systems and fields to activate my highest divine timeline, my pure potential, my divine creativity, so that I may continue to shine my light and my magic out into the world. I integrate and embody these higher harmonic frequency codes into all systems and cells of my body with ease and grace. I know I am safe and lovingly supported by the divine. I am the divine. I am God Source Consciousness. I am my own sovereign, spiritual inner authority. And I am the light that guides me home to my true self. I am the light that guides all who are open to receive these higher timeline frequencies. I guide them home to their true self. As it is spoken, so it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe that energy in, embody the vibration into your heart, feeling yourself filling up with source light. Trusting that you are divinely supported. There is an abundance all around. We are here to facilitate change. We are the creator gods, the powers. We are aspects of divine source, constantly creating. If there are any final intentions, anything you wish to communicate with your higher self avatar, just do that now before we come back. And as you come back slowly, just begin to feel your breath deepening, feeling the chair, the ground beneath you. And I invite you to release your cosmic cord, inviting it down, bringing it back down into your heart. Releasing your Gaia cord, bringing it back up, and anchoring it into the base. And I recommend now that you close your Akashic records down. Thanking your higher self avatar, communication that you received from your creator consciousness. Just feeling that gratitude and wisdom for this experience, for this journey. And then bringing your quantum self back down from your Akash. Calling all parts of your quantum self back down into your body. Calling out your name 3 times. Just to call all parts of you back. Just setting the intention to ground and anchor yourself fully back into your body. Again, just affirming, I receive all with ease and grace, love and joy, for optimum harmony, harmonic resonance, healing mind, body and soul. And so it is done. And slowly coming back into the room and opening your eyes whenever you feel ready. And I invite you to drink plenty of water today. Just do whatever you need to ground and anchor. And before we depart from this journey, I recommend to do this journey once or twice per month as a baseline, because there are so many timeline stories that we can heal and release. So each time you do the journey, the whole journey is about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So you can come back to the replay anytime. And I recommend to perhaps set an intention for each time you do the journey, so that each time a different story or block may show up, or if there's something you still need to heal around this particular story, that you can go a little bit deeper into the journey. And the last session, again, you can also continue doing the last session, because we did a lot of light body mechanics with this one, clearing distortions also. And again, in the next session, we will go into the light body mechanics. We'll go a little bit deeper into that. So you've got a greater understanding of how the light body works and the mechanics of it, the sequencing. For your future empowerment, for all transformation. So I hope you all had a really positive journey, a positive experience. If you can all just drop into the chat, just to let me know that you are back, that you are all there, before we depart. Good, thank you, Emma. I know you may all still be feeling a little bit hi or light. So yeah, just give me a thumbs up or a heart. You don't have to text even, just so I know that you're all back from the journey. Thank you, Javi. Thank you, JOT. So maybe some people have fallen asleep. That's okay. Thank you, Lottie. Lottie says huge clearing, good. That's what it's all about. But again, for sure, if you do it again, there'll also be more releasing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend to do this again. So thank you, Marie. Beautiful. I'm glad you all had a good journey. And for everybody watching on the replay, the same applies. And I hope you all enjoy this session, and I'll see you in the next session. Again, we'll post up the dates in the group to keep you all updated. But thank you so much for joining, and I'm really so happy that you're all here on this journey. Again, it's really important that we do our own processes so that we can be, we can embody the transformation that we are selling and offering our people, whatever it is we're doing as way showers. We're all on different journeys doing different things, but ultimately, mosquito around me, ultimately that we need to be doing all of this work so that we can be the best, we can show up the best for ourselves, our community, our loved ones, and our clients. So we're offering the transformation, the higher frequency that we vibrate upon, the higher the shifts and transformations that we will experience with all of our clients, and of course the people around us, not just our clients, but people that come into our field. We will heal them by them just being in your field. So we don't need to actually do physical healing. We can just our presence is high vibrational, and we'll lift them up by the law of resonance. We'll lift them up rather than allowing them to pull us down. So yeah, this is a beautiful journey, and yeah, thank you so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks for the Q&A or for the next session. Thank you, everyone. Lots of love to you. Always here for support if anybody needs, of course. Take care. Bye. Thank you.